Shri Jayadev Galla.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on the general budget for 2016-17. As I rise to support the general budget of the Government of India for 2016-17 presented by the Honourable Finance Minister, it is with a sense of both optimism for the country as a whole and with a sense of disappointment for my state of Andhra Pradesh, a new state with an old name and many challenges. Sir, this is a pro-poor, pro-farmer, pro-women, pro-youth, pro-worker budget with unprecedented focus on the rural sector and investments for the growth of the future of India. Before getting to my comments on the budget in general, I would like to first take up the issues facing my state, sir, because in case I don't have the time to complete, I want to make sure that these points are made and are heard in this House. The agitation for the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, though decades old, was at its peak for almost 10 years prior to the actual bifurcation, which took place in 2014, when the Parliament passed the AP Reorganization Act in the most undemocratic, unscientific, and unfair manner. The state suffered a great deal due to the uncertainty during this decade. I am sorry to say that even 2 years later, we are still suffering from uncertainty, sir. Like the farmers of the country who live on unpredictable income, we are also living with unclear and unpredictable financial assistance from the Government of India. We still don't know how much we will get, nor when we will get it, sir. Many promises were made by both leaders of the Congress Party and the BJP, which are yet to be fulfilled. Even the promises made in the Act itself are yet to be fulfilled. While we appreciate the constant assurances that are being given, it is not enough in order for us to plan our finances in a responsible manner. The people of AP continue to be in a state of suspense and uncertainty. As per the 14th Finance Commission analysis, AP is the only large state in the country with budget deficit at the end of the award period. And the promise of filling the budget deficit is yet to be realized. We are getting it piecemeal, sir. Sir, I would like to remind this House that AP is not a non-performing state, unlike other states, which are deficit states. We are a performing state, but by the acts of this very Parliament, we are put into this financial crisis. So it is for this very Parliament to rectify the situation, sir. The people of AP have been waiting patiently, but this patience is evaporating, to put it mildly. The real response is much more vociferous than I'm able to state in this House today. I wish to reiterate for brevity that in my last 2 years' budget speeches, we are asking you this as an investment rather than an expenditure. If we continue to be in financial crisis, it will be at the cost of the nation. If you invest in us, we'll quickly turn around and become a growth engine for the country, which we are very capable of becoming. Our people are our greatest strength and source. They are educated, confident, skilled, entrepreneurial, and proving their capabilities not only in the country, but also overseas. So with a little support from the centre, we can certainly create miracles, sir. We need priority on funding our budget deficit in full. We need priority on Polavaram, which was declared as a national project and is a lifeline for farmers of AP. We need clarity on funding for support of the new capital that we're building in Amaravati. Our CM is known for his golden touch, discipline, and effective leadership. And anyone in India who knows him would never contest the plans and programs that he has set for Andhra Pradesh, sir. With the existing financial crunch, if AP is able to achieve the second best state in ease of doing business as per World Bank and able to achieve double-digit GDP growth, one can only imagine what kind of miracles we can do with a little help from the Union government, sir. As per the 14th Finance Commission analysis, AP is the only large state in the country with a budget deficit even after 5 years. AP's revenue deficit in 2014-15, the first year after bifurcation, was 16,200 crores. As per the AP Reorganization Act, this was to be given to AP as a revenue deficit grant. So far, we have received only 2,303 crores. There is no indication of when we will receive the balance 13,897 crores due to us. We demand a clarification on this, sir. All the people of the United States from all regions had invested heavily to develop the capital city of Hyderabad, and the lion's share of revenue was coming from this city, which we have lost. We are in the process of building a new greenfield capital, Amaravati, on the banks of the river Krishna. It will be a matter of pride not only for the people of Andhra Pradesh, but for the whole country, sir. Our Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu's vision is to have a smart, green, blue, efficient, vibrant, diverse, inclusive, livable, and happy people's capital. The Honourable Prime Minister, during the election campaign, promised the people of Andhra Pradesh to support us in the building of a world-class capital and has pointed us in the direction of many fantastic new capitals around the world that have been built recently. It will take 3 to 5 lakh crores to achieve the vision of both our Chief Minister and our Prime Minister, sir. Our estimate is that it will require 15,000 crores in the next 3 years alone just for basic infrastructure and the government complex. We demand that the Honourable Finance Minister release 4,000 crores this year to get started on this most important project.
1 minute, please. Honourable members, I have a long list of speakers to speak on the general budget. If the House agrees, the time for the discussion may be extended by 2 hours. Yes. Agrees? Thank you. Those who want to lay their written speeches on the table, they can do so. It will be treated as a part of the proceedings.
Sir, I was talking about the building of our new capital, Amaravati. We demand that the Honourable Finance Minister release 4,000 crores this year to get started on this most important project, for which more than 5 crore people are having aspirations and hopes. The Polavaram project is a multi-purpose irrigation project, which has been accorded national project status by the central government. It is part of the National River Linking Project and is designed to contribute to overcoming the deficit in water in the country, sir. As per the AP Reorganization Act, the Centre is to provide 100% funds for the cost of the project. The Union Budget 2016-17 allocation for the project is identical to the 2015 allocation and stand at 100 crores, despite an estimated cost of 20,000 crores, sir. Polavaram has been the dream of the people of AP for nearly 7 decades. It will provide irrigation facilities to about 2.9 lakh hectares, drinking water to the people of Visakhapatnam, East Godavari, West Godavari, and Krishna districts of AP, and also generate 960 megawatts of clean hydropower. Once the project is completed, it will save nearly 3,000 TMC of Godavari water, which will otherwise flow into the Bay of Bengal, sir. I am happy to note the Honourable Finance Minister has set a target of irrigating 28.5 lakh hectares and has earmarked 20,000 crores for NABARD for this purpose. We demand the Honourable Minister to provide 3,500 crores this year for Polavaram and also request the reimbursement of 2,000 crores which has already been spent. Recently, the government of AP has completed the Pattisima project, and for the first time in the country, I can proudly say that our CM has been able to successfully link the Godavari and Krishna rivers to provide water to the drought-prone region of Rayalaseema. Assistance of 24,350 crores from 2014-15 to 2018-19 for the development of 7 districts of Rayalaseema and North Coastal AP districts has been assured. However, the Government of India has released only 700 crores, 350 in 2014-15 and 350 in 15-16. We requested 200 crores to each district to be released in this budget. However, AP's pleas for allocation of annual development grant of the 7 backward districts of the state has been ignored in this budget, sir. We demand that this is allocated in this budget, sir. On the incentives for industrial development as per AP Reorganization Act, the Government of India has kindly provided 15% additional accelerated depreciation and 15% additional investment allowance. This is not adequate to attract substantial investments, sir. We need the promised industrial incentives in line with Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, which is excise duty, income tax, and service tax exemptions for the next 15 years, sir. We also requested Government of India to provide 1,500 crores in the budget to develop industrial estates in AP to make the Make in India vision a huge success. This also does not find place in the budget, sir. And what do we say, sir, on the issue of special category status for Andhra Pradesh? We should not be treated. We should be treated separately and given grants as per the Reorganization Act. Normal grants cannot be shown as a special financial package. The state of Andhra Pradesh is staring at a revenue shortfall, and this could have huge impact on our sustained development. Also, the Government of India has been requested to provide externally financed project assistance as grant to the extent of 90%, with the state contributing the remaining on par with special category status states. The AP Reorganization Act 2014 also mentions setting up of a National Institute of Disaster Management in Andhra Pradesh. a state which gets ravaged by natural disasters, with almost 1,000 kilometers of coastline and hudhud type of cyclones affecting us regularly. We need this assistance, sir. We need this institution, sir. The 2015-16 budget carried an allotment of 919 crores for this, which was revised to 650 crores. However, the 2016-17 budget has no mention of this allotment. We demand a clarification, sir. Sir, the farmers of the new capital area have come forward to the call of the CM of AP in a novel scheme of land pooling, wherein the farmers who voluntarily surrendered land will be given developed land in lieu of cash compensation. It is a case of win-win for the farmers and the state. The government of AP has requested for exempting the proceeds of first sale of the developed plots in the hands of farmers from capital gains tax, as land compensation on acquisition is exempted from capital gains tax already, sir. Honorable Prime Minister, during the Bhumi Puja last year, had declared at Amaravati that all possible assistance will be given to AP. Unfortunately, the request of AP for the benefit of farmers who sacrificed their land for the people's capital has not been acceded to. I demand this exemption be given with clear procedures laid out. Second one is giving income tax exemption for donations to build Amaravati, sir. Building a new greenfield capital city is a Herculean task. The CM has taken up the issue of income tax exemption to donations given for the construction of Amaravati. There is no mention about it in the budget, sir. We are part of the NDA alliance, and still we could not get this simple assistance, sir, which is a city-specific, and donors are one-time individuals. Third is income tax exemption to donations for Smart Village and Smart Ward. The Honourable CM of AP has requested for exempting donations given to Smart Village and Smart Ward from income tax, sir. The Honourable Prime Minister has been a great advocate of rural India and smart towns. The request for an exemption for this important project of the Prime Minister has not been dealt in the budget, despite the government of AP flagging it several times with the Finance Ministry. Any donations for charity or good cause are limited, sir. Each segment of the needy will compete for the pie. The government of India will not lose any revenue as the pool of money to be donated for good causes is limited and will not expand because there is an exemption. Hence, I request the Honourable Finance Minister to please agree with us for an exemption as it benefits all citizens in rural and urban India, sir. The fourth is central excise duty exemption for prefab items for housing for poor, sir. The Honourable CM has requested for exempting prefabricated building materials in construction of housing for poor. This request has been made in line with objectives of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. We are now left with just 4 years, and many millions of houses have to be constructed within the available financial resources to meet this objective. Unfortunately, the budget is silent on this. Exemption will not only help Andhra Pradesh, but all others in achieving the targets regarding housing. Prefab structures can be mass-produced economically and speedily to meet the requirements. Our visionary Chief Minister has requested, but the issues have not been adequately examined by the Finance Ministry. I request the matter to be re-examined and exemption to be given, sir. If need be, a sunset clause of March 2020 may be inserted to see that the exemption is for a limited period. As of now, there is no production of prefab structures, but now the technologies are available. The Finance Ministry need not worry about any revenue loss, as at present there is no production of such goods in large number. The exemption will create a new sunrise industry of prefab building materials and provide employment in the organized sector as well. Sir, to be frank, I am very happy with the announcement made by the Finance Minister in paragraph 111 of his budget that he will constitute a committee to review the FRMB Act. I am happy because AP is one state in the entire country reeling under severe financial crunch after its bifurcation. The CM of AP has been requesting for increasing the FRMB limit from 3% to 7%, keeping in view the dire financial situation in our state. I had raised this very issue in this very House exactly a year ago on 12th of March of 2015. Now our fiscal deficit is 2.9%, and we cannot go beyond 3% as per the FRBM Act. Now that we have not got any help either from the 14th Finance Commission or the budget to come out of the fiscal deficit, and moreover, AP would be the only large state in 2019-20 with revenue deficit, there is no other go for the AP government but to request the union government to permit it to cross the 3% limit and give it elbow room to borrow up to 7% of the GSDP so that it can at least address some of the important areas of the economy. So I request the Finance Minister to give enhancing FRBM limits as one of the terms of reference to the committee, sir. The main thrust of the budget is that it maintained fiscal deficit in spite of global economic slowdown. The government has been able to increase its revenue. The Finance Minister has brought down direct taxes by 1,000 crores. Of course, if you look at the overall scenario, it has gone up to 19,000 crores. It is a good sign that incomes are going up, direct taxes on income are coming down, which benefits the lower income categories. In the current economic scenario, with all the needs of the country, the government spending on infrastructure, education, healthcare, social sector, rural development, agriculture, skill development are all investments for the future, sir. If we need to maintain our fiscal deficit and continue to spend on these sectors, the revenue generation is equally important, and this budget has done that, sir. It has raised revenue, maintains fiscal deficit, and has increased spending on social sector. The rural economy, because of increasing distress that the farmers are under, has been given a huge push. This government is sensitive to understand the plight of farmers and increase the spending on agriculture, rural economy at an unprecedented level, sir. All farmers, regardless of which state they are from, will benefit from this. Sir, the rich has also been taxed, indicates that the Finance Minister has shown social justice. Sir, we are all one family, Vasudevaka Kutumbakam. And in a family, those who are doing well has to contribute more to the welfare of other members of the family. Anyone who is impacted by this should feel that they are contributing rather than feeling the weight of their own wallets, sir. The important role of any government is to create opportunities for fostering human capabilities that are equal and empowering. And fundamental to this are health, education, and livelihood. While the JAM was spoken as a magic trinity, but the real trinity to my mind is health, education, and livelihood. And in the rural context, this will be health, education, agriculture, and livelihood, or HEAL, sir, H-E-A-L. So the JAM trinity and healing touch only can cure Bharat, sir. And it is for everybody to see this very thrust in this budget, sir. Sir, the President has outlined 3 fundamental tenets to achieve the government's goal of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Following his footsteps, the Finance Minister has built his budget on 9 distinct pillars to transform the country. The pillars start from agriculture and farmers' welfare, rural development, social sector to tax reforms. But due to time constraint, I wish to touch only upon some of these pillars, sir. I first touch upon 2 pillars of agriculture and rural development. As I said in the beginning, that back-to-back drought years really made the government to focus on agriculture and rural development so that farming does not entirely depend on the monsoon. The Finance Minister has set a target of irrigating 28.5 lakh hectares this year. Allocation of 17,000 crores made for this year for irrigation, but the total requirement is 86,500 crores in the next 5 years. Of course, there is a dedicated fund of 20,000 crores in NABARD. It is a very ambitious target which has never been achieved in the past, and I wish that I am confident that we will definitely achieve this, sir. Secondly, I welcome enhancing agriculture credit target to 9 lakh crores. Here the problem is not with regard to loan, but the problem is with regard to rate of interest. Now the rate of interest is 7%, and the government is giving 3% interest subvention if farmer pays the loan regularly. With vagaries of nature like droughts and floods, farmers are not able to pay their loans regularly, sir. So I urge, there's genuine demand from farmers to make the interest 4%, sir. So I urge the government to look into this genuine demand and reduce the interest on farm loans to 4%, irrespective of repayment conditions, sir. Thirdly, about the recently launched Prime Minister's Fasal Bima Yojana. The objective is to provide insurance coverage and financial support to the farmers in the event of failure of a crop as a result of natural calamities, pests, and diseases. Under this new scheme, farmers will have to pay a uniform premium of 2% for all kharif crops, for all kharif crops, 1.5% for all rabi crops, and for commercial and horticulture crops, farmers will have to pay a premium of 5%. The remaining share of the premium, as in previous schemes, will continue to be borne equally by the centre and the respective state governments. The scheme shall be implemented on an area approach basis. That is, a village is proposed to be taken as a unit. But my suggestion is for consideration to the Finance Minister is to take every acre of farmland as a unit so that every farmer is benefited. And this is what precisely the objective of this scheme, and this is the demand of the farmers, sir. Our CM of Andhra Pradesh has also taken various measures for farmers, and the most courageous decision is to waive off farm loans, and he has implemented it successfully, sir. The state has also taken an initiative called Polam Pilustundi, or Farm is Calling. It aims to integrate technology and agriculture to make it profitable and sustainable. Sir, it is welcome that the direct benefit transfer has also been introduced on a pilot basis in some districts and in some social sector schemes. The budget is also proposed to bring in fertilizer under this. But I only urge the Finance Minister to study the way it is being implemented with regard to food security in the two union territories of Chandigarh and Puducherry, where people are finding it difficult since they are not getting quality food grains with money they are getting through DBT. I'm coming to my conclusion, sir. I also welcome 100% FDI in food processing sector. It is a progressive decision. I'm saying it's progressive because 44,000 crores worth of fruits, vegetables and grains are wasted in the country every year, and it is one of the contributors of food inflation. And as per the recently released report of FICCI KPMG, we are losing 30% of farm products due to lack of cold storage facilities. Coming to AP, which is one of the leading producers of horticulture products with more than 9,300 units, we are losing more than 5,600 crores annually due to lack of processing facilities. So there is a need for post-harvest infrastructure in the country to achieve 20% growth from the existing 8.4%. And there is also a need to increase India's share in world food production from 2.75% to 5%, sir. And I'm confident with FDI in food processing, we can achieve this. Sir, to conclude, the Honourable Finance Minister has correctly said in 2008 that if the ploughmen keep their hands folded, even sages claiming renunciation cannot find salvation. This budget by Mr. Arun Jaitley ji sincerely attempted to unfold those very hands which are folded for the last decade or so, sir. With these observations, I once again support the budget. Thank you, sir.